All right, so Thanksgiving just happened, and I went to Thanksgiving dinner with my family. I was talking with my cousin, and she uses a wheelchair, and she was telling me how it grosses her out when she accidentally runs over someone's foot or accidentally runs over her cat's paw. I never would have thought that that would be a gross thing. But I could kind of relate because I know that when I'm driving, there's a dead possum in the road and I accidentally run over it. It's gross because then your car like bounces over it and you realize you just went over a dead animal body and you just felt it through the car. It is a gross feeling, so I'm assuming it's something similar to that. And it reminded me of this time when I was living in Missouri. I was on my mission, and no, it wasn't Missouri. It was Kansas, Wichita. I remember. I was in Wichita. I was a Mormon missionary. I was riding my bike, and there was a dead cat. I was aiming away from the dead cat, but somehow I accidentally ran over the cat's head. And my bike, like, wobbled after I ran over the head. It really was an accident. I did not want to touch that cat in any way, but my tire went right over the head. I almost died, and it was ugh. There was this other time. Okay, I sucked at being cool. My missionary companions, they could do this thing where they would like make their bike bounce up, so like if they're coming to a curb they could bounce and like keep on riding. I never learned how to do it, and this one time we were going to the grocery store, and there was a curb coming up, and so I tried to bounce up the curb, and instead of gracefully bouncing up the curb, I just slammed into it and, like, went over the handlebars, and what made it even worse, not only did I, like, end up on the ground, but there was this lady in this car that was parked right next to the spot that I took a tumble. I could tell I just spit. I could tell that she saw what had happened and she was pretending to have not seen, but she saw. Yeah, I ended up like denting my wheel from that. Oh man, I felt so stupid. I was not cool. On a different note, me and my ex, who I'm actually still friends with, we went to Disneyland tonight. I didn't know that they'd done this, but they have decorated, I don't know if decorated is the right word, but they've done up Space Mountain to be like Star Wars Space Mountain. It was so cool. Like, they play Star Wars music in there, and like, while you're on the ride, like, basically you're flying through a battlefield. There's like a Star Destroyer and those other Star Wars spaceships flying around, and they're shooting stuff, and you're flying around in there with them. It was, I was not expecting this. As we were walking up to the ride, and it's called, what is it called? Basically, long story short, Space Mountain is Star Wars Space Mountain right now, and I love it. And the wait was like 100 minutes. Crap that, I'm not waiting 100 minutes for a ride. But he had fast passes for it, so, you know, that saved us a whole bunch of time. Anyway, that was, am I recording? That would suck if I was recording this long video and it turned out I didn't press record. And I've done that too, it stinks. You have to basically re-say everything that you did, and it's totally less organic, it's a lot more rehearsed. And I was worried that, oh, I got low battery.